everybody, it is Kimberly McAlinden and welcome to Knit a Rainbow episode 5. I can't believe I have 5 going up already. I know I'm a week early. I usually do every other week, but I just decided I had stuff to bring to you, so why not come up? Come on. So, this is going to be recorded, so you'll be able to watch it in the future if you are not available at 11:30 on a Thursday. So I do have some things to go over. I am so completely overwhelmed by the amazing comments and likes and support that all of you knitters have given me. I really, 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 really appreciate it. And so thank you all so much. I see that we have people here, so if you could mention that you can hear me, that would be great. Sometimes it's weird just talking into the out. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so today is Thursday. I am so excited to show you things. Oh, thank you so much, PJ Knits. Oh, hi, Lynn. How are you? So anyway, today I am going to show you a couple things, what I'm working on. I did receive a yarn purchase that I wanted to show you, and I wanted to remind you, hello, how are you? I wanted to remind you all that if you wanted to pre-order the color for the Knit a Rainbow sweater, the short sleeve version, here's that cute little short sleeve. If you want to pre-order this exact color, the pre-order is still up and the link will be in the description box after. Good morning, Florida. You can hear me. Thank you. So the pre-order will be up on Cakewool, cakewool.com until this Sunday, 8/8. And what a pre-order means, just so that you all know, is that Alyssa's going to get all of the orders and then she's going to dye the yarn. So if you ordered it last week, thank you so much. I know a bunch of you did, and that just makes my heart so happy. I'm just so happy. It's nice to feel happy again. And does yarn from Cakewool pill? Well, that is a great question. I have to put my glasses on because I can't really see you. Hi from Dubai. Mwah, mwah. Nice to see you. So, hi, Nancy. How are you? So, does Cakewool yarn pill? Usually, yarn that pills, it usually pills for different reasons. One of the reasons that yarn pills is that it's a single ply yarn. Single ply yarns tend to pill a little bit more. You also will get pilling in areas where you're using your arms, right? So under the armpits will pill, wear your seatbelt. If you wear a seatbelt a lot whilst you're knitting, wearing your hand knits, that'll pill a lot too. And and let's talk about pills, right? So pills are just the little fibers that come up that aren't the same length as all of the other the fiber that is spun into the yarn. Okay, so they come up. So what happens is, if take one day, Elizabeth Zimmerman used to say this, take one day and pill your yarn. So you can buy depillers. I happen to like to use my hands. Again, it's a little weird and meditative for me, but I take the pills off. Once your sweater has pilled, it will not pill again, because again, what those pills are the little bits of fiber when they're spinning it into yarn that aren't the same lengths as everything else. Those are also known in the hand spinning world as second cuts. So when the shearers go in to shear the sheep, sometimes they have like that quick little cut, and the length of the fiber might be very short, and then the rest of the fiber is really long, so that when you go to spin it and you go to use it and knit it, eventually those short little fibers are going to work their way out. So that's a really long answer to your question. Another thing about Cakewool, and this specific DK, it's called Doe. It has cashmere in it. nylon and merino. And I have worn this a heck of a lot. So I'm gonna show you the real deal. Here's the armpit. Friends, I feel very close now. Here's the armpit. You can see there's just a wee little bit of movement here. I've worn this sweater about 4 or 5 times. There are a couple pills that are starting right here. And look, see, I would just pick them off and then that won't pill again. Another thing about this yarn is that it's plied yarn, meaning that there are, I think it's a 3-ply, but there are, so you spin a bunch and then you ply them together. So this one, I actually have, do you guys remember my little tip here especially when I'm doing a sweater that is not a V-neck, I always put a little length of yarn in the back to remind me that this is the back of the yarn. So I'm not kind of looking at it like, is this the back? Is this the front? And so it's just really easy when, once I get tags, that would be great if I would stick some tags in my knitwear. But just to use a little length of yarn. And this usually, when I am doing it, it usually is like a piece of yarn that I have cut off while I am, my phone is blowing up for some reason. while I'm weaving in ends, right? So this is something that I've cut off. But let me see. So let me show you because I am here. So this is a plied yarn. So see how you can see there's like a, little cylinder. But if you were to unspin this, let's see, and count the plies, you can see how many plies there are. There's two, single ply yarn, where there would only be one. You don't think you've come across yarn that hasn't pilled for you. So, Steph, that sounds like you use a lot of really good fiber, right? You use natural wool. You use wool and cashmere and alpaca, things like that. Everything's going to pill a little bit, but it's not so much that it would be that I wouldn't do that, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're a girl after my own heart. I could tell. So here are the plies. Let me just tell you how many there are here. I think this is a 4-ply. 1, 2, 3. There's 4. There's 4 little strands here that are spun first and then they're spun together. Okay, so that's a really long answer to if you would like to pre-order this beautiful color, which looks gorgeous. My daughter is dark eyes, dark hair. And it looks gorgeous on her too. And us blue-eyed, sometimes green-eyed blondes. It looks nice on us too. So this is a wonderful, wonderful color if you're interested to pre-order. So that's that. And then I have I finished a couple things, so let's talk about that. I am doing this test knit, the Cardoon sweater for Isabell Kraemer. And I finished the knitting last night. So here it is. As you can see, I still have to put all my ends. I still have to weave all my ends in, but I did finish the knitting last night. This is an amazing sweater. And I put it on and I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna wish for cold weather, but when it's here, I'll be ready. Oh, thanks, Deb. I love it too. So I used Hedgehog Tweety for the mane, and I used Pandy's Jewels. She's Nimru's. Hey, Knitting Posse, what's up, ladies? This is her DK version. It's called, I don't know. Go look on my Ravelry. I am Fiber Lover. And again, everything's going to be in the description box when I'm finished. But isn't this gorgeous? It's like a purpley blue. Hi, Laura. How are you? And what her patterns. I just cast it on Knit a Rainbow from my stash. DK alpaca and wool got gauge. Whoop whoop, Sue. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you, Georgia. So here it is. It's finished. I'm gonna weave in the ends and then I will block it. Isn't it great? I loved it. And so the way what happens is I write down how much yarn I've used, and then here are my yarn totals that I have left over, so that I can then figure out how much yarn I used, being a trying to be a good test knitter, so that they get the exact yarn totals that they need. So a funny thing with this sweater, I think I said it in the last live, is that I had finished the color work and I was working my way down to splitting the sleeves, because you do a couple increase rows. Is that everyone was posting on the Ravelry board, and I went, mine doesn't look like that, and I had made a mistake right here. So this, it didn't look like this, and so I had to rip it all out and do it again. So here we go. That is my first finished object to show you, little friends. The second one I also was showing you on last week, and I was so excited. This is the Sherwood Sweater, and this is in the single color version. Now this, and you can tell I'm like a DK diva. Ooh, that, you know what? That would be a good Twitter handle, DK diva. Excuse me. So I finished it, and I love it. I love it so much, I can't even begin to describe how much I love it. So this is the Sherwood Sweater, and this is the single color version. So the thing that I like about to do with my patterns is to give options, right? So on the Knit a Rainbow, we added the short sleeve options. If you live in the South, or if you, if you don't want to have long sleeves. And so for this one, we did the one color version. I don't know if you can see it. Here it is. And I also, on the sleeves, I also made them bracelet length. So the first Knit a Rainbow is 3/4 sleeve, and this one is bracelet length, which actually turns out to be, like the regular length of sleeves that I prefer. So when I wear this, because it's a drop shoulder, see how the end of my shoulder is here, right? But I have all of this fabric. Nice to see you too, Donna. Welcome. Good morning. And so I have all of this fabric here, right? That is going to add into how long my sleeve is, right? So here, see how it, there we go. So if you wanted to see how I use hand-dyed, indie-dyed yarn, and I like to make it cohesive, go ahead and watch podcast 4, because that's where I talk about it. So you can kind of see on the bottom, it's a little bit darker. It gets a little bit lighter on the top. That also happens on the back, because I like to be as matchy as I can. And then on the sleeves here, it's the same yarn I used for the beginning of the sleeve, and then I ended up with a dark yarn that I had left over. Same on this side. So see how it matches, this part hits the dark part. And the way that happens is I wind my balls before I start knitting, and they all kind of tell me which way they want to be knitted, right? So I like to have darker colors on the bottom, lighter colors up on the top for me, and that's just personal preference. So this one, I also changed the neck a little bit, because that's what I like to do. Thank you all for the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, might I ask you to? It really is an amazing thing at dinner. My children, which they're not really children anymore, they're young adults, they've been asking, like, how many subscribers do you have, Mom? And it's very wonderful for me to be able to be like, oh my gosh, I got this many, it's so crazy. And they're all into the social media thing, so they're like, I can't believe you have more followers than I do. Kind of fun. Anyway, so here we go on this one. Also on the neck, I did the decreases a little bit differently. And instead of decreasing evenly, I decreased every other row here, and then all of a sudden I wanted to decrease every row, and then I knit up. So that's kind of more like a sweetheart neckline. And once my 17-year-old photographer is available, we will take pictures of this and I will post it on my Ravelry page. Hi, Angie. It's nice to see you. So here is the one color, which totally isn't, but it's one yarn, Sherwood Sweater. And just to remind you, here is the original. I hope you guys are watching or looking on my Instagram and seeing all of the beautiful test knitters versions. I'm going to be putting more up. It's incredible. I just love all the different ways that people are doing the pattern and all the different color combinations, and it's spectacular. Also, the Knitting Place put up really pretty kits. So if you wanted to call them or look on their website, I'm not sure if they're still up, but you can always call and do that. Ooh, look at this. That's going to bother me, so I'm going to have to work on it. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's because it's linen. You need my photographer. I know. Well, you know, she'll say, you kind of have to have tough skin when your 17-year-old daughter is photographing you, because she'll be like, that doesn't look good, Mom. Stop doing that. Stop. Don't make that face. And then usually you'll get a picture and I'll be like this, and then the next one I'll be really nasty because it makes me mad sometimes. But her pictures always do come out nice. I do always appreciate them. What did I buy this week? Ready? One of my very, very good friends, Kelly Friel, who is the mastermind behind Fashion School Dropout. She just uploaded her very first yarn. Yay! See, the Knitting Place is on here. Hi, Dinah and Pam. Yes, so please call the Knitting Place and they will help you. They're very, very kind women. I appreciate them very much. So, Fashion School Dropout, she just launched her website and her very first yarn update. She has been a dyer for she has wholesale accounts, but this was her first yarn update. Hi, Peggy. Yes, they are terrific. Yes, Dinah and Pam, they're incredible. So I went on her update and just here it is. I happened to purchase her Boutique Boucle. This is so soft. Thank you, Deb. Oh, I'm glad, Peggy. Peggy bought one of the kits from the Knitting Place. That magenta one and then the orange one, I think they were out of Malabrigo. I might be wrong, but boy, those were beautiful. If I hadn't already made a couple, I would have bought that. But here is the boucle. Isn't this gorgeous? And it's called Peace Train, and that is one of my favorite songs. I listen to Cat Stevens a lot, and so I knew that it would be gorgeous because I absolutely know that I've used her yarns before, and I knew it was going to be spectacular. But as soon as I saw Peace Train, I was like, oh, you had me at Peace Train. Like, I don't even care. She has other bases in this color. Angela, this is 100% superwash merino, and it is a DK. Isn't it gorgeous? So I'm just going to, when you see the yarn like this, if it's already spectacular, as soon as it is, wound, it's going to be incredible. But look at all those wee little speckles. Gets me excited. I just spit. Look at. So there's lots of fun in here. I purchased 4 skeins. There is 240 yards to 100 grams. So yeah, that's a DK weight. It also probably could give you worsted if you wanted to use this in a worsted project. Just please swatch. The other thing is I was imagining this in like a really cute cropped cardigan. So look forward to, I will be designing something in this in the fall. This boucle, I think this boucle is gonna go nuts in the industry. It is so soft, holy cow. So I can't wait to do that. I mean, I can't wait to do everything, but I have a lot of things going on. But I will say, when I opened the package, first of all, there was this really, really cool clippy thing in there. And since I am a friend of Kelly, look what she made me. She made me a knit a rainbow bracelet. Wait, let me put it on this hand. So it says knit a rainbow. Isn't that sweet? And then look at this one. All right, Dinah and Pam, you deserve this too. This is the Nice Girls Yarn Club. Isn't that so sweet? So, you know, not only did she write, she has beautiful penmanship, by the way. Not only did she write a beautiful handwritten note on the receipt and packaged it like everything was like looking really nice, she put little treats in there for me too. So thank you so much. I know, isn't that, ouch, isn't that great? Aren't they pretty? So, before I forget, I am wearing the Color Quadrant Crop. This is by James Watts, and this is out of worsted weight yarn. I had 4 balls. If you have 4 balls of worsted weight yarn that'll play together nicely, please, please make this. This is a crop sweater. I didn't do it in crop. I wonder if I can stand up if you can see. Okay, so here it is. So see how it has all these different colors. This is actually out of Wishbone in their Flax Flower Twist. And you can do whatever quadrant you want your colors to be. You could even do it in 2 colors. This is in 4 colors. So we have this pretty pink, this seashell pink, the green, this lighter green, and then this speckly thing. But here it is. I made mine a little bit longer because I am 50. No, I made it like that because I just feel more comfortable in longer sweaters. But I am going to go outside of my comfort zone. Exactly, PJ Knits. It's worsted. I'm telling you, we went up to Providence to visit our son in April, and I was a test knitter for this. And we took the train up to see our son. Let me tell you what it was so much fun. And I knit this on the train. It is intarsia. If you are an intarsia virgin, don't you worry. The pattern has instructions, and also there's YouTube that can help you. Really, just on your phone, how to do intarsia. But it's simple intarsia, and it's very easy. And then there are I-cord bind-offs everywhere. So this one I'm wearing is the Color Quadrant Crop. And I'm wearing worsted weight yarn in the summer in my hot attic, but I'm not hot today. In temperature. But talking about going out of your comfort zone, I am starting my second test knit. I told you I did 3. And my second test knit is from Woolen Pines. So I'm so excited. I'm not going to show you the, I don't know if I can show it to you, but this is called Plumeria, and it just, I will tell you, I'm going out of my comfort zone. And I've been doing that because, let me show you, I can show you this. I'm going out of my comfort zone for many reasons. One, because you know, I've made some changes and it's making me really happy. And I am so inspired by the body positive designers out there. Jamie Hoffman, Natasvi comes to my mind. Woolen pine for absolutely. I'm trying to think, like anything that Gigi makes. You know, she. It's just it's the industry is changing, and that makes me incredibly happy. And so one thing that has been, you know, we all have our insecurities, but one for me, it's has always been my arms. Even when I was a skinny little girl and I was getting married, my wedding gown just had here, and I had them make sleeves on my wedding gown, which by the way, they were gorgeous. But anyway, um, but are you ready for the test knit? I'm just going to show you. So I'm gonna get as tan as possible because my mother always used to say tan body is a thinner looking body. But this is this is part of it. So we'll be seeing a lot more of Kimberly McAlinden coming up. So that's my next test knit. It is in fingering weight yarn. It has lace on it. It's so pretty that I couldn't not do it. And I went deep diving into my stash, and the yarn that is on the pattern that they used is Olan, O-L-A-N-N. Smoked sock. It's fingering weight, 70% alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. And that, you know, I was kind of remembering that I had something like that. And I found it. And let me just show you. Does everybody put their things in? I do. And I do that for a couple of reasons. I'll show you the yarn in a second. But now that you're captivated, the reason, let me use this one because this is okay to show. The reason why I put them in here is, I don't put them alphabetically like in a notebook or anything like that. The reason is if there's color work in lace knitting or charts, what I do is I have it in here. Plus I'm at, like, look, there's water on it. You know, I'm knitting on the beach and going crazy, folding everything in half. But when there is a chart, I always have Post-it notes in my, there you go. You use highlighter tape. I use Post-it notes. And so I do have highlighter tape. Maybe I can find it before we head out to the beach later. But what I do is, you know, I put it on here for whatever row or round that I'm on, and then I simply move it up, and it just makes it easier to do that. So I always have Post-it notes in my bag, and I put my patterns in these sleeves, which I get at Staples, Amazon. You guys can do that. Okay, yarn that I'm doing this in. Ready? Da, 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 La Bien Amie. I also, you know, I use Knit Companion to do my charts. They have a version where you can make your own charts and then post, you know, use that. So on for the Sherwood, I use Knit Companion to do, I think I did that. One of those downloadable things that are free. So I am using this, which is La Bien Amie. Maybe not. Who is this? I think it is. It's French. I can't read it. But this is the same exact yarn that not the same exact, it's a different dyer, but it is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. And let me tell you, yeah, I do also always love Post-it notes. Love your pack. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. So here it is. It's in the color, I can't read French. It's gray and it's pretty. And what I'm thinking is, you know, this is so next to the skin, smooth and soft. And so it's going, and then I will probably wear, you know, like a sweater or something over it just for my insecurities. So look at how pretty this is. And I've already wound it up. So that is coming up. Do I have anything else? I don't think I do. I've gone through everything in just about a half an hour. Unless, do any of you have any questions or comments? Or I'm having the same issues reading the names of her colors, French to Southern. This is her, right? I'm gonna be like, oh no, I said it wrong, but it's live. And that's one of the things that I love about it being live is that, you know, what happens, happens. So here is the ticket. So cute. And this stuff is so soft. One time I went to, I wonder if I can pull up that picture. I don't know. No, that's not her. Oh, well, whoever it is, look how gorgeous. So that's really what I have. No questions, no comments. There's 38 of you here live. I'm thrilled that you're all here. Thank you so much. Good evening from the Netherlands. Good evening. How are you? Very nice to see you. So I think my tip and trick here was the Post-it notes, or you could use Fisherman Sweater Progress. Thank you so much, Susan. So I have decided the cables and the plain work that I want to use. You're knitting a 3-color sweater fade. Not sure where to switch colors. Well, Deb, that is a really good, that's a really good question. It all depends on, for me, it would be how much yarn I have of each color. And then for me, I think I said it before, is I like the lighter colors on the top by my face and the darker colors toward the bottom. And where to break it up. So I probably wouldn't do equal parts, right? Dividing myself up into 3 equal parts and then using the yarn that way. I most likely would go to the armpit with one color, fade it into, well, no, maybe I would go like halfway, right? Halfway with one, and then feather it in. Do you know how to do that? I know Andrea Mowry talks about that. So feather it in to the second color, which then would probably go to, you know, mid stomach, and then feather it in and do the bottom. But sometimes, like, I like a color more than the fades, you know, and so I would want to do like, I would want the darker band larger, right? So I would do that larger. I typically, hi Regina, it's nice to see you. I typically would do the, I would do the larger bit of a feather on the bottom than on the top, because I think it minimizes my my stomach. But that's just for me. You love my sweaters, Nancy. Thank you so much. I love that you're here. Thank you. So getting back to the fisherman sweater, I will show you progress. I just, you know, had a date with my boyfriend Jameson Liquors, and oh, thank you, Christina. And I signed up for 3 test knits in a month, so I have to get those done before I can do, you know, a project on my own. But I have so many ideas, you know, going through my brain. So I've been writing it out, and you know, all you can do is your best, right? So all I can do is take it one step at a time, one pattern at a time, one design at a time. And excitingly, anybody that's in you know, close to the New York, New Jersey, how do you find all the test knits? Well, Susan, that's a great question. A lot of times it's on Instagram. I follow a lot of designers on Instagram. In the search section, you can also search the hashtag test knitters needed, and you can find projects there. A lot of them are on Ravelry. There's a test knitting community thread that you can go on. And a lot of them are people that I have test knitted for or have knitted for me, and I'm returning the favor. So sometimes I'm asked in a private message on Instagram, and sometimes I ask myself. So I just love it. I love test knitting because I love to see how other designers write their patterns, and I like to help. I have that editing mind. So I'm kind of a stickler for punctuation and clarity and easy to read, and that's just kind of my thing. Hi from Nova Scotia, knitting. It's so much fun. We want to do everything, but still, isn't it great that we can enjoy this? Isn't it great? And I've been so overwhelmed by the kindness and support that I've received in in these 5 episodes that I have. And I just, it's, you all are filling up my soul and my creativity and my joy as much as I hope that I'm doing for you. And, along the way, I do like to, give you some tips and tricks because, I've been doing it for so long that I take for granted the things that I do on a normal basis that newer knitters might not do. So thank you, Sue. She says I am, so thank you. So without further ado, I think I'm going to stop it for this week. I didn't realize that I would have enough content to come every week, but if I have content, I will be on here. So again, if you would like, sorry, see the back of my head. If you would like to pre-order this yarn, which is called Dough, you can go to cakewool.com. You will see the photo. You'll see little tiny Hank. Thank you, Debbie. I bring joy. You absolutely make people's lives happy. Thank you, Anne Marie. You definitely are. Thank you, Cape 6. Have a great week. You as well. So you will see this photo if you wanted to pre-order this yarn. You're a Florida knitter. Love your pullovers, but too warm. Correct, Susie. Does it ever get cool at night? Because that might be one thing. Another thing to do would be, and somebody that I know, Season, she sent me a message. She had a sweater pattern that she liked, and she took the sleeve instructions from Knit a Rainbow and put it on somebody else's pattern, and she's so excited. So you could always, if it is a long sleeve sweater, you can always, make it into a short sleeve sweater. Also, there are yarns that you can use. You're not going to want to use alpaca, which is incredibly warm. You're going to want to use the superwash or the merinos with nylon. That's going to give it drape, but it also makes it a little bit cool. You're also going to want to use like the wool cotton blends, right? And the thinner the yarn for you, the less fabric that you're going to have. So in Florida, in Georgia, in like the hotter states, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make lace. A lace sweater is going to work very nicely for you because it's going to breathe. But I would stick with, for the most part, natural fibers, because natural fibers breathe, and that's what you need. So you would use merino, you would use silk, you would merino with silk, merino with cotton, linen. A merino linen would be excellent for you, and I would stick with those fingering weights. Maybe the thickest weight would be a DK weight for you, because then your fabric is going to be a lot thinner. I hope that helps. Anybody else think of that? Sometimes it's hard to think of answers on the fly. I hope that made sense. So anyway, I will show progress on the fisherman's sweater. It's just a wee bitty swatch right now, and a lot of math and numbers. But I will show that, so stay tuned. Well, I would just like to say to everybody, find joy in every single thing that you do. Try to find joy when you're doing the dishes. Put some music on, make yourself smile. Smiling is the key. When you're smiling, everyone around you smiles, and it just absolutely changes the entire environment of where you are. So have a wonderful day. Happy Thursday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.